Hello, friends. This is going to be a short one, as it's already kind of late. I know that I haven't uploaded in a couple of weeks. I am at 386, which is not significant progress. I was down in the 370s. Uh, I got sick. I had some kind of weird respiratory infection, kind of a thing. And while I was sick, I didn't eat that much, and I just kind of sweated myself to death. Um, sweated a lot, got fever, was blowing my nose, coughing all the time, felt like shit. And that'll help you lose weight, but not in a good way. Then you gain a little bit of it back. But yeah, 387 is a lot. It's a lot. I know that I've lost a little bit. Like, that's about 10 pounds down or so. But 10 pounds is not near enough. Um, and it seems no matter what I do, I just can't make it. I don't think I'm eating that much, but I must be. I mean, there's also the factor that I get basically no exercise. But regardless, um, I did meet somebody online actually. Um, I've been putting myself out there, and I met somebody. She's in Oklahoma though, so the tricky bit is the long distance, and for some reason she thinks that I'm attractive. I don't know why. I really don't. Because I just feel like, garbage looking at myself in the mirror. And that's awful. I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. Excuse me. So, not a very happy video, but I'm pretty mad at myself for how I am. I don't know why I am so damn fat, but I just am. Um, the new job's going okay. Nothing special. Same kind of thing, different place. Um, it feels weird still. I still don't, At my old job, I knew how I stood. I knew the people. I knew their personalities. I knew what they wanted. But at this new place, it's still kind of floaty, and I don't really know where I stand. I don't know a lot of the people. It's a lot less social of an environment, which is fine. It helps me work when it's less social. Um, I mean, I do talk to people at work still, so that's nice. Um, but it's spring break for law school this week, with the exception of I still have one class. Um, so that'll be a nice reprieve. Um, but regardless of that, what was I saying? Regardless of the reprieve, I still have things that I have to do. Maybe a reason why I can't seem to lose weight very easily is that I just take in stress, and I just let the stress sit. I don't do things about it. I don't really go to bed and feel good about what I got done that day. I really don't. Not usually. On the weekends I can ignore it to a certain degree for at least a day or two. But otherwise I'm pretty lost, right? I don't know. I feel like I've been losing sleep a little bit. Mostly because I've been talking to this gal, um, which is great. She brings me some joy, and that's nice. But I also have started stressing about that because it's long distance. I have no experience with long distance. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. I don't feel worthy of any of that. And I also know it's going to be really hard and impractical for both of us. and trying to find advice. I'm not getting anything reliable at all for, expectations and things like that, because there's the one side of people who are like, oh yeah, I had this long distance relationship and it was amazing and I loved it and it was great. Um, these people who are like, oh yeah, we grew up in different countries, but now we're married and we have a family and it's great. And then on the flip side, there's people who are like, oh yeah, I had a long distance relationship and nothing happened. We never did anything, didn't even meet, or they met and they were really disappointed, or they met and then they broke up over text sometime after that, you know. Um, and I want it to work. I want something to work, for Christ's sakes. I want something to work. I know it's a lot to ask for me to have some kind of love in this lifetime here. Giving out, like kind of a piece of shit. Um, yeah. This is going to be a really depressing episode, isn't it? Shit. Well, I'm going to upload it anyway. I don't know if I'm ever going to tell anybody that this channel exists. I'm going to see what happens. I don't think anybody's come across it yet. It is now March of 2023. I don't believe I've seen any views on any of my videos yet, which is just fine. I kind of think of this as a catalog of my life. This is just things that are going on for me. And then I'm just going to be ranting about that. But yeah, to be straightforward, blunt, and honest, I don't feel like I'm losing weight. I'm more losing patience with myself because I feel like there's so many things that I should be doing, and then I just don't have the willpower to push myself to get there. And I've like kind of burnt myself out to the point where I just do what I need to do to make it through the next day. And that's not really conducive to a healthy life. And I recognize that, and that doesn't help. It kind of makes it worse. And I'm making it. I'm doing pretty well for myself somehow. But I feel like at some point, the curtain's going to get pulled back. And I'm going to be standing there like the wizard. They're going to be like, oh, it's this guy? Why is he here? Right? Like, I think at some point, I'll screw up something at my job, or I'll say something stupid to somebody I care about, or I don't know. That somehow I'm just going to lose what I have. I don't know how I'm going to, but I feel like I will. And that is not what Mr. Rogers would call a good feeling. It all kind of comes back to the weight. When I have to look at myself in this camera, when I have to, when I put myself out on dating apps and whatever, and I get like no responses whatsoever, it's not because of my bio. My bio might be a little weird, but people look at me and they go, oh, that's a big fat guy. I don't want the big fat guy. I don't. I have my own biases and prejudices. I definitely look at pictures, and actually what I have found since I have been getting on more dating apps and trying to do that stuff is that I'll look at people. I'll look at, the first people they show you are the ones that like everybody likes or whatever. And there'll be these like perfect looking women with these bios. They're like, I love to travel and I'm a dentist or something like that. And it'll be like, there's nothing wrong with you whatsoever. Like, people will be idiots to swipe left on it, but I do. I've swiped left on those people because I look at their profiles And I, in some way, I swipe left on a lot of people because I go, you know what, you're too good for me. Or you're looking for something that I can't give you. A lot of these people are like, I'm active. I like to hike. I like to surf. Or I like to travel or whatever. I'm like, I can't give you that. I can't. I'm physically not in a good enough shape to be in a relationship with you. Sorry. I can walk, but climb a mountain? No. Like, snowboarding? Forget it. Ain't happening. I don't know. It's kind of depressing. These people who are like, oh yeah, come hang gliding with me or whatever nonsense. And I'm like, that should sound fun, but it doesn't. And like, there's probably a weight limit. I'd probably screw it up somehow that way. Right? I'm probably too big for whatever roller coaster you want to ride, or I'd have to get 2 plane seats because of my fat ass. If we're gonna fly somewhere. So it's a cluster. It is. I'm sorry I have such a sour attitude, but it's when you catalog things like this and you look at it and you watch yourself not get any better and just stagnate, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And whoever's watching this, if you are watching this anyway, if anybody's watching this, I don't know if anybody is. It hurts to stagnate like that. It hurts. It does. Maybe someday I'll break out of the mold somehow. I don't know how. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll stay this kind of size until I die. Likely at some early age of who knows what. Heart attack at 40. And then I'm out. That could be it. That would suck. I would hate that. But it could happen. It could definitely happen. That is within the realm of possibility for me. Is that if I am 387 pounds and I am 6'4", I am obese. I will probably need a CPAP machine. I'll have sleep apnea. Or I'll have some kind of obstructive illness. And I don't want that in my life. I don't. I don't want to have to wake up choking on nothing. On my own neck fat, It's scary. I don't know how to end this video, but I don't imagine it's going to get any better. I have half a mind to just stop making these videos because I don't feel there's any point to doing it anymore. I almost wasn't going to make a video at all. I was just going to let it die. I never say a word about it to anybody. Who knows if somebody's going to find it someday. But if they do, I doubt they're going to watch this far. Whoever does watch it, they probably get only a couple of minutes in and go, this is too negative. I don't want it. I don't want to listen to this guy. The only reason I would think somebody would listen to me at this point is because they're related to me, or they want to know my inner thoughts for some reason. I don't know why. But I just feel like shit. It's just how it is. It's just how it's going to go. I hope whoever you are watching this, maybe it's me from the future. I don't know. I hope whoever you are, if you are watching this, You can see that I feel like a failure, that I can see my shortcomings, and I hope that you don't fall for the same shit. That every time life presents you with a choice, you make the right one. Because I've made so many of the wrong choices. Somehow, I'm lucky enough that I'm still cruising along here. Somehow, I keep going. I don't know why. Maybe I do. One thing I know to be certain is that there is purpose in this life. Even though I might feel like shit, I can at least do something useful to somebody else. I can do something. You can do something. I don't know what, but damn it, you can do something. You can change the world positively or negatively. And I hope that when all is said and done, when they put me in the ground, inevitably, hopefully not too young, but when I get buried and I'm dead, I hope somebody can find a record of me doing something good for somebody else. That there's a wisp of a memory somewhere, that somebody will remember me, that I won't vanish into nothing. That I'll somehow live on. Maybe my soul, if that exists, will move somewhere to some ethereal plane. But on this planet, among people that I know will exist, among the people on this planet who will continue to exist somehow, I don't want to fade and be a forgotten piece of the past. I know that there will be a time when that happens. There are too many of us to be remembered. We can't remember everybody. Hell, family history only goes back so far for me. I only really know a lot of secondhand accounts of my grandparents, and even then, that's kind of spotty. And that's being recorded by my parents who don't want them to die out and be wisps of memories. And maybe someday when I'm older and my parents are going to be gone, I'll do the same thing for them. But the question is, if that's the cycle, am I going to have children of my own who will carry on the record? That's something to think about. Anyway, good night.